Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys are reading the title. We're going to be talking about Pyth network. I'm sure if you watch my Solana updates, from the beginning, pretty much since, the Pyth airdrop, you guys know we've discussed Pyth on the channel. But in this specific update, Pyth is, making some major headlines right now. As far as the token is concerned, it is up almost 80% over the course of the last 24 hours. We're going to go into detail, what are some of the next price targets to be looking out for. And also, most importantly, go over the news factor and really understand, the importance of this specific news and what this really shows us. So, of course, Pyth is up 80% right now. The top gainer within the cryptocurrency market. And if you're looking at the price right now, we're approaching 21 cents, up 76.5% in Bitcoin comparative as well. Valuation 1.2 billion in this day and age. I'm sure you guys know who follow me on the channel for quite some time. $1.2 billion valuation in this day and age is not considered major because, I'm sure last cycle, if you were making the same statement that, $1 billion is small, I'm sure, I would have gotten a lot for that. But no, $1 billion, because look at it from this rank, guys. It's currently ranked at 108th spot in the cryptocurrency market rank, and yet it has $1 billion valuation, meaning all the top 100 coins in the crypto now have $1 billion plus valuation, which is crazy to think about, especially if you're an OG, if you've been in this space for a decade plus, you know how big of a deal this really is. And that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. But it is up about, like I said, 80%. But that's not what I want you guys to focus on. Look at the 24-hour trading volume. $1.2 billion, a massive spike in the buying pressure, of course. And obviously, it's due to the news, which we're going to get into. And then we're going to pull out the charts for you guys. But, the trading volume for Pyth is more than its market cap. It's more than its market cap. So that's insane. Let's take a look at what's happening. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer. Anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So US puts GDP data on the blockchain and Trump crypto push. And we know about this. We heard about this announcement coming out about 2 days back. But look at this. The US Commerce Department will begin distributing GDP data on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. But the craziest part right here is Pyth network will have, the main importance to play, to bring out this data. You can see, Pyth network will help verify economic data on chain. And if you don't know what Pyth network is, it's like an Oracle network built on the Solana blockchain. And, you want to kind of take a look at it in a way. Let me kind of break it down. So it pretty much gives data, to these users and even these, like, how do I break this down? Let me just think about this. So it pretty much connects real world financial data, and like, exchanges, trading firms, and, market makers, with blockchain application. And then it provides that exact, data, which is like, it could be in price feeds, for the use of smart contracts. I know for the newcomers that might not understand the technicalities, I'll try to break it down, but that's pretty much the use case. You will kind of want to put it as what Chainlink does. If you understand what Chainlink does, that's pretty much what Pyth network is also doing. The fact that they chose Pyth network is quite an interesting move, in my opinion. And of course, I know people are going to be like, well, is this only, for the Solana blockchain? No. So Pyth network, due to the cross-chain, messaging protocol, which of course is like Wormhole, now it lets, the price feeds go up to the 50 blockchains. And so if it's Ethereum, Aptos, Sui, and so on and so forth. So it's not just a Solana protocol. Of course, it's built natively on Solana, but now it's like, has a much bigger, image for itself, which is very, very interesting. And if obviously Pyth network was, airdropped to the Solana users early on, and obviously people that use the platform itself. So it was airdropped, and it was one of the biggest airdrops back in 2023. I think it was in November or October, if I'm not mistaken, but around there was when this coin launched, and it had a major rally into 2024. I think was its all-time high, which we're obviously going to get into. But let's talk about the price itself. But do let me know in the comments what you guys think about this, and where do you see Pyth network going. But if you're looking at the dominance, 58.28%, obviously, good in terms of altcoins. If you're looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is having a little bit of a push towards the upside. We're sitting at 112,400, and we're obviously coming in some resistance as of now. If this resistance is able to break out, I think 115,000 could be reclaimed. And you guys know the importance of the $115,000 on this channel. Very, very important level to be keeping an eye out for. And that would be the next level I would be looking out for. But let's take a look at Pyth. So of course, this specific announcement, guys, we're talking about U.S. Commerce Department. Let that sink in. This is not just a small thing. It's huge. And now you can see how much crypto is getting used, how much these technologies are being looked at. And Pyth is an example. And look at the Crow Treasury that the Trump media had the partnership with just 2 days back, and what it did to the Crow native, Crypto.com native token. So again, a lot happening. A lot is happening. But let's take a look at the price. So let me take you guys down memory lane. So I think, November, I was very close to it. November was when this coin originally launched. Had a major pullback. Of course, the people that got this airdrop had sold their airdrop, came down to 21.2 cents. And then that rally started. You can see this for yourself. We saw a major rally for Pyth Network, and we saw this thing go up, you could say 434% in a matter of just 2 to 3 months, which was absolutely insane. And then, of course, we know it retraced. It had quite a heavy retracement once again. Got supported by this key range. December of last year, when the entire market boomed, we saw Pyth go up to 54.5 cents, halfway almost to its all-time high, but never managed to break out of this key resistance. And obviously, then it pretty much had, once again flattened out based off of what we saw happening with the broader market. But take a look at what Pyth Network has been able to do. So pretty much since, I would say, February of this year, literally February of this year. And I try to keep it simple for people to understand the technical analysis. I don't want to, bore you guys with all the trend lines, fib levels, even though I do talk about fib levels, but I did not implement them in here because this coin is still quite new in my opinion. Because let's face it, it's been in the markets for a little over a year, just a little over a year. But look at this, guys. We did see this thing drop below this key support line on February of this year. And since then, we never saw the price of Pyth going back above this key range. You can see we came very close to it back in May, but this time around, due to this announcement itself, we have seen not only did the price retest this range, we saw this resistance break out, guys. This is huge right now for Pyth with this much trading volume. Look at the trading volume that Pyth has for itself right now. The highest trading volume in the history of this coin. And we are sitting above this key range. So anyone that picked up Pyth just yesterday alone, like literally at 11 cents, you are up right now 93.5% in a snap. And now the craziest thing is the fact that the price is back above this key resistance for the first time since February of this year. And, if we're able to close the daily candle around this range, I'm anticipating 26.3 cents to be retested, potentially even making its way up to the likes of, 33.9 cents. Because like I said, the valuation on this thing right now is, not much in the standards of crypto nowadays. So if the momentum is really on its side, this thing could see this, target being met quite fast. So anyone that's going to come out and say, Crypto ZX, I don't think it's going to reach an all-time high, I wouldn't write it off, because in order for this thing to reach an all-time high, it needs a valuation of 5.7 billion. And this specific news itself has brought in more eyes on Pyth Network than it had before. So a very, very big stuff here. Keep an eye out on this. I'll keep you guys covered, but I think this itself could be an amazing setup. And the fact that, look at the timing, all these coins timings are, coming at the perfect time in terms of, us entering later Q3 and going into Q4. It is, in terms of a timing aspect, it's quite interesting. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And if you want to see more of these updates, smash that like button. We'll see you later from Crypto ZX, and peace out.